First, good morning to Kane Tucker. Hey, buddy. Kane is currently sitting up at his home office. He is on our team, and I know he's got 3 screens and probably 2 workstations going right now. So well done, Kane. Thanks for being productive through this goofy time that we're all in. So, all right. So I think we're going to get started. Guys, good morning. It's 10:30 on Wednesday, March 18th, and it is day 2 of Quarantine Cam. Super excited to be with you. I think the first question I'm going to answer for myself is, what mug am I drinking out of? I'm drinking out of an Empire Espresso mug. They're based out of Seattle, and my wife and I were out there a couple years ago on vacation and had a great time. So if Empire Espresso is watching, thank you. Appreciate it. So first question out the gate is going to be, how has the virus this time affected our business? And it's kind of an interesting question because truly it has. I mean, I believe every small business, medium-sized business is being affected by it. And but I think the bigger part is how it's impacted our industry. And we're kind of in a unique spot where in today's world, marketing is super essential, but some people don't still consider it essential. So we have unfortunately seen a lot of things get pushed, drop, or just truly rescheduled. But how it's affected our business is we get to actually now focus a little bit on ourselves. And it's unique because I'm not used to doing that. We are used to supporting our clients and supporting our partners. And for that to be able to think internally and go, what are the things that we want to share? What are the things that we want to talk about? And that's super exciting for us. It's definitely different, and it's a different mindset, it's a different shift. But that's been something that we're really focused on right now. But the other part of that is, how do we actually support our partners remotely? And that's everything from doing webinars for coaching to how to create content using an iPhone, or how can we set up webcams to actually interview people to then do, I don't want to say testimonials, but webinars for their industry. So it's been super impactful. Unfortunately, for where we are right now, we're all quarantined, and but we're doing the best we can, and we're lining a lot of stuff up, but also working on a lot of pre-production and creative attached to that. So next question would be, what's your advice to someone who has a small business during these times? I think the hard part to that question is going to sit back and go, what is your industry and what do you need to do? I think the hardest thing is just to keep going. But again, you got to understand and you got to be honest of where you guys are. As a company, for us, we're just trekking forward. We believe that we're in a unique spot where we can make it through this time. And maybe a unique spot's not the right way to phrase that, but we do believe that we're going to be just fine, if not stronger, on the back end. And I think that's the optimism that we've all decided to have on our team. And because a big thing for one of our core values is positivity. If we can't be positive during any point, then we're in trouble. So we're staying super positive throughout this. But as a small business, if you guys are struggling, please reach out. If it's just a call or just to, relate to one another, please call me, at any point. Just pick up the phone. But yeah, just keep going and be creative. That's really coming out of it. Be a creative problem solver to how to grab attention, draw attention, and all the above. So just be creative. Next question up is, what's the biggest thing you've learned from working at home? So that's interesting because I don't really work from home unless it's after dinner. And so I'm actually not used to working at home with brightness outside. I'm not used to this. I'm used to having it just fully lit from lamps and lights in my office. Biggest thing for me is that I have to get up and move. In our office, we're super fortunate to be all in one really tight space. So it is a constant huddle. It's constant communication with each other. So I don't feel like I'm sitting at my desk all day. I feel like I'm getting up and I'm, going into the editing bay and talking to the guys, or taking a walk with Miller or Dodge, or, working throughout Camp North End. That's where our office is in Charlotte, North Carolina. But in that space, I'm always moving, and to not be kind of really have that ability to get up and go check in with Miller or Dodge or anyone else on the team it's a little different, but I would say my dog Bella has been great at keeping me company. But yeah, that's about it right now. I'm struggling, but I'll be real about it. um, all right, well, cool. So then upgrades to our home or my home office as well as our office at Camp North End. Home office here hasn't really been upgraded much. I actually brought two lamps in from around the house just to give me a little more light on this side because I was super dark, and obviously you can see the backdrop is super blown out here. But so right now, I think I might grab a light from the office at some point to like make this look really good. If we're sitting in here for 2 weeks, I'm hopefully going to continue to upgrade it. Like there might be a light or a lamp up there to give me a bit of a hair light if the window's not doing it great. But maybe a little more of a comfortable chair. But you know, if everything else is closed, I can't really go buy that. So, next question is any new pieces of tech in our industry that I'm super excited about? When you look at photo, video space, we actually just invested into a pair of C500s as a company. I believe those are phenomenal cameras for what we do. And it's a unique space because every creator needs something that like they love, they appreciate, they value, but also it works really well for them. So I believe the C500 for what we do and how we operate, how efficient we want to be, I believe that C500 camera is like the camera that's perfect for us and our team. So super excited about that. The R5, Canon's R5 coming out closer to the Olympics is pretty revolutionary. And that's going to be super interesting. I've been calling that for a long time where I believe Canon was going to really compete against Sony in the mirrorless space, but I think they were waiting for that like really like pivotal moment, and the Olympics is a perfect time for that. So R5 is going to be, I think, a game changer for us. Next question up. Oh, a little one of a personal side. Why haven't you posted on your personal Instagram since 2017? Fun story. So 2017, I was doing this by myself. I was a full-time photographer, and I was just really starting to curate the concept for where we are now as the Littlefield company. And it was a point where I went from one person to two, and I went to a team. You know, for the majority half or most of up until October of 2017, I was really doing it by myself. And I brought a bunch of people around me, but until October of 2017, I didn't really have a team. And that was when we went from one person to two people. And then my attention went from Duncan Littlefield as a photographer and as a creator and entrepreneur. It went to, hey, this is the Littlefield company, and this is going to be where every bit of attention goes. So like Duncan Littlefield like is going to go on hold. So we really, or I made the choice to all of a sudden go all team in. So that's why I haven't posted since 2017. And we're working on plans to hopefully change that, but we'll talk soon, but I'm not sure when that's going to be yet. So, oh, great question. I think this is a good one. So I joke about this a little bit, and the question is, what's the helicopter pilot story? And so the story goes, when I played professional golf in my last career, I was fortunate to travel all over the country, all over the world to play. And whenever you tell somebody you're a professional golfer, their response is like, hey, how's Tiger doing? Or hey, how's Phil's back? And reality was I was driving my Ford Explorer around the country, gambling every week. And so I remember we were in, my best friend and I, Steve Griffin, we were in Bangor, Maine. And we were at a Ruby Tuesdays. And the waitress came over and said, why are you in town? And before Steve could answer anything, I just blurted out, we're here on business. And from there, it just slowly went down and down and down. And all of a sudden, I created this full alter ego as we were helicopter salesmen. And my dad started the company 30 years ago, and I'm back on the road. And Steve's face, like his jaw was on the ground, like he was flabbergasted, attached to like the string that I was unfortunately taking, the tail that I was taking this waitress on. But so yeah, my alter ego from that point always came through as I was a helicopter salesman. And, when you're a helicopter salesman, nobody really knows how they operate or what they are. So if somebody asks, like, what's your favorite helicopter? You just go, the safest helicopter out there is two numbers or two letters and four numbers. It's the AX900. It's like the best helicopter out there. So you can always kind of get away with it. But that's the helicopter pilot story. Okay, another technical question. Do you see a future with the EF mount with the big push to the RF system? So as a company, we're pretty Canon heavy. And I'm super excited about that. A big thing for us is that I personally believe of what everything we're working through is skin tones. We focus a lot on people and telling their stories. So our Canon skin profile color system, I believe, is better than others out there. Yes, there's lots and there's color grading and all those things to like make it look really pretty, but we've really been a part of Canon's family for a while. So to see the transition from EF to RF mounts is actually really fascinating. What they did was, even with the adapters that they built for the RF mount camera, mount camera to then the EF lens, is really unique with the built-in filter. With the dial. I'm trying to think if I have it with me. I don't, but I would show you. It gives you another control ring to control another part of the camera that hasn't been available on any camera since. So I think it's a really unique feature going through that. And I know as a company next week, we're going to do a few tutorials. I think Kane on our team is going to lead that. So I'm super excited, and we'll post that up on YouTube as well. But I think there's going to be a big transition just when I'm trying to remember the mount before EF, but it was the same process where like the EF mount launched and everyone was like, okay, I really don't know what to do with this. It's ahead of its time and all the above, but I think it's going to be the same way, especially when the R5 drops. When the R5 comes out this summer, I think it'll be a game changer, and I think everybody will all of a sudden go RF because I know I'm really, really love my RF lens. The glass is spectacular. It's super fast and super sharp. Okay, next question would be the company goals. That's a great question, and I think every company should have goals. As a company, we're a big believer in goals. But what it looks like for us is our mission statement is to be good people of our community and support our partners long term. But truly, our vision for the company in 3 years, we're going to hopefully have 2 to 3 offices outside of Charlotte, continue to grow Charlotte as our headquarters, and then have 2 or 3 outside. And then in 10 years, our goal is to have 6 to 7 satellite locations, still Charlotte headquartered, Charlotte base, but hopefully be at a team of upwards of 100 in the next probably 8 to 10 years. And we just really, really lean into partnership. A big believer in equity partnership as well. So we will actually work on owning companies or being part owners of a company, and just grow that and work with them along the way. So that's what our goal is for the company. If you could give a nickname to each of the Littlefield team members, what would you call them? Oh, oh, that's good. Okay, I didn't expect that one coming in. All right, we'll start with Austin Moses. I definitely call him Momo. I don't know. Kane Tucker. Interesting. We don't really have one for Kane. I call him Kaner. I've just dropped an R on the end. It just kind of rolls off the tongue a little better. Dodge definitely is it seems like every day when he walks in the office, I call him something different. But we have this kind of interaction every day he walks in. He walks in and I just go, Dodgy, and he goes, Duncan, and we go on our day. So Dodgy would be that. Jamie, it's Jamers. That's RS. Chris is the newest member of our team, and I actually don't have one for him yet. We talked about a lot of things, but nothing's been stuck. Nothing's landed yet. So we're working through that. I think Austin's leading the charge on that. So Momo, if you got there, go ahead. Derek is definitely D Bills. Let's see here. I mean, Miller's tried to get Rick, Derek, all these kind of different things. It's D Bills, no question. Sorry, Miller. Miller, nope, don't have one. Right now he's the dad of the office, but no, it's just Miller. And myself, I don't really have one for myself. I think the biggest thing attached is that everyone's called me Dunk over the years. And, that's what it is. My dad always called me Dunk growing up. And yeah, that's it. All right, next question would be, how do you balance trying to create quick content but maintaining quality? Really interesting. I think a big thing is understanding where the piece of content is landing and what the goal of that content is. So, on our end, we have, call it a Littlefield code of standards of what we're looking at and what we're looking for when we release a piece of content. But it also is a big thing of how it's attached to that company. So if we look company to company, they have to be two separate pieces of content. They have to look different ways. They have to look the way for their company. So that's a big thing for us. It's not, we don't have a color profile, or we don't have, on the editing side, we don't have color LUTs or anything like that. It really starts with, hey, what's that brand standard? And we go from there. So if it's an event recap, for example, well, we know that edit has to be turned in 24 hours, no question. Because if we wait 3 weeks to drop an edit, well, you as a person who attended that event would then at that point have been through 6 to 7, or if you're super popular, 12 events already, and you would have already forgot about that. So if it doesn't drop immediately, it's lost, it's gone, and that's super important to us. So I think it really depends on where it's landing and what's the longevity, what's the legs of it, and what's the importance of it. Okay, good question. What's Dodge's favorite Duncanism? And so Dodge is effectively, or there's so many things when we're in meetings, and he just kind of rolls his eyes the minute I start telling a story about what he calls Duncanisms. And I think his favorite one, and this is gonna be, he can already probably roll his eyes right now as I reach for my coffee cup here. It's a big thing is for us is building trust for companies, but also us helping companies build trust for consumers. So for example, if this is the perfect one, Dodge, right? And he's probably nodding along right now. If our company was contacted by Empire Espresso, and they said, hey, we want some product photography. With that, if we came up and said, hey, cool, we're gonna run this, but now this mug is, right now it has a black logo, maybe probably a dark gray logo, and it's a cream colored mug. If we came back to Empire and said, hey, as an artist, as our team, we say, we got to fill this thing with coffee. It's got to be steaming, but I now have to light it from this direction. And I need it to be a little whiter. So at that point, I'm going to color it. So this is white and this is jet black, so it stands out. Cool, photos come out great. They're beautiful, all the above. We've done our job. They're super happy about it. But now they post this bright white and jet black with coffee steaming up out of the mug online, and so now I'll pick on Miller. If we hook him with that ad, and he goes into the store to buy this mug, he walks in and sees a cream color with a dark gray logo, and it's not full of coffee. Well, he's now wondering why he's paying $20 for a mug that he didn't originally love because it's different color. We've now tricked him. We haven't been honest, truthful, attached to how this mug is purchased. So now we've pretty much created a friction amongst buying this mug. And in today's society, we have to live in a frictionless society. We have to live in a frictionless buying power. And so our big thing is that it's, how is this right now perceived? How is this marketed? But we have to be honest and we have to be truthful. So that's probably my Dodge's favorite Duncanism. But our big goal is just creating trust for the consumer. Let's see here. Next question. How much do you hate being on camera? Great question. I hate smiling. Don't know why. Have never liked it. I'll even pick on my sister who just joined in. She can attest to that. She's been around me for 31 years. But the big thing for that, I really don't like smiling. I don't mind being on video as much, and I definitely don't mind talking. Everyone says that I could talk to a wall and the wall will talk back, and that's probably pretty accurate. But so I'm enjoying doing this, and I enjoy interviewing people, as well as being a part of that Q&A session of like the back and forth. But all that to be said, like I hate smiling. Just hate it. Don't like pictures. Like taking them. I belong on that side of the camera. The back side of the camera, we can all see what I got. I don't belong on that side. There's a lot better people out there for that. Cool. All right, next question. Anything new? Looking to showcase how we're being creative at home? Yeah, we're working on a lot of things to how to be creative from home. As well as like showcase that. So I know, for example, Derek is working on a piece right now on almost how to be creative with an iPhone, because we know as a general consumer marketer for your company, you don't have the equipment attached to making a $1,000 piece. You don't have Premiere, you don't have thousands of dollars of cameras laying around. We're fortunate to have that. But so how to use the iPhone here, which is a great marketing tool, but also then how to use like iMovie to actually cut a really unique piece together. So that's something that's coming down the pipeline. Another thing for us is we actually, we're going to launch a Spotify platform. So it is the playlist that our team is listening to while in quarantine. So it's everything from like Littlefield favorites to motivation or productivity. So we're going to launch that. Please look out for that. I know we'll blast that up on social, but that's a super unique way we can kind of interact, but also hear what the team's looking for or listening to while in quarantine. Let's see here. Okay, tomorrow, Dodgy is going to be going live at 10:30 in this spot from his quarantine office. So tune into Facebook for that, as well as follow us Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram for daily updates. Also check out Spotify. We're going to send that link out. But guys, again, we are here to support you. So in this time of quarantine, please reach out, messages, calls, DMs. We're here. We are excited to be creative with kind of what the world's going through right now. So if you are struggling, please call. If you're going through or you have ideas of how we can collaborate, even like this, how our teams, our companies can join forces, collaborate on something super, super unique, please reach out. I know another thing too is that a few friends of ours have took charge of a shop local campaign. Please look out for that. I know it's super important, especially in our industry. Right now, if you look at the freelance market, everything is shut down, and that's very tough for some of those families and some of those people. And so please, shop local, invest into local, and let's get through this together. So guys, thank you so much. I'm super grateful to be here. And please write in questions, comments, call anytime. And I hope you guys have a great day. And we'll talk soon. See you guys later.